Traveling to Colombia and still looking for that hidden natural gem in our country beside the Amazon rainforest? As local guides from Bogota and co-founders of Zebra Fisgona Tours, travelers always ask us, which one is our favorite area in our country? Beside Bogota, of course. And for many years, that one has been always a very tricky question to answer. Until a few years ago, when we discovered an area that stole our hearts forever. And in this video, we want to uncover it for you. Welcome to the Pacific Coast of Colombia. We're going to show you exactly what happened when our group of 10 international travelers and 2 very excited local guides from Zebra Fisgona Tours spent 5 days in one of the most alive, remote, and unforgettable areas of our country. So if you want to get inspired, see a completely different area of Colombia, have fun, and of course get insightful information, stay on this video.
We are Juani and Aleja, local hosts here in Colombia and founders of
Zebra Fisgona Tours.
And in our channel, you're going to find insightful information to plan your trip to Bogota and now Colombia.
We also offer more than 15 fun and private tours here in Bogota, our city. And now as well, special excursions to hidden destinations of Colombia for you to have your dream trip to our country happen. So book 1, 2, 3, or all your tours with us. At Zebra Fisgona, we would love to show you around.
On a disclaimer, we were supposed to record this video at the Pacific Coast, but we were having so much fun with our travelers that it was impossible to make it happen. So here in Bogota, we decided to look for the place that looked the closest to that coastal vibe. And here we are at the Botanical Garden recording this video for you. Last year, September 2025, we decided to take our first group outside of Bogota ever. But why to the Pacific Coast? Well, because this is the most biodiverse area in the country. Yes, you heard it right. Even more biodiverse than the Amazon rainforest. And if you have watched our video so far, you should know by now that Colombia is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. So that's saying a lot. But let me show you something here on the map. Follow me. This is part of the Colombia map. Over here we have the Pacific Coast. You can see that this is where part of the Andes mountain range, the rainforest, and the Pacific Ocean meets. That's why it's one of the most biodiverse regions, and that's why the landscapes here are breathtaking. It's something you've never imagined.
But it's not just nature. This area of Colombia is home from Afro-Colombian communities as well as indigenous communities. So because of that, their culture, their food, which is amazing, and their music is completely different than in other parts of our country. So this video is the story of that trip. What we did, what surprised us, what moved us, and spoiler alert, why we're coming back this September 2026.
Since we were flying from Bogota, we had to take 2 flights, one from Bogota to Medellín and the second one Medellín to Nuquí. The second one was actually done in a small propeller plane, so be ready for that. Once we made it to Nuquí, we jumped into a motorboat where we boarded all the coast until we reached Arusí, a small Afro-Colombian village where what was going to be our home for the next 5 days was waiting for us. So this really shows how remote we were going. Now, few recommendations for you if you want to go to the Pacific Coast by yourself or if you are going to travel to any of these remote destinations in Colombia. Very important, if you are flying from Bogota, you should be aware that we have 2 airports, El Dorado and puente aéreo. Usually the flights that go to this kind of destinations will depart from el puente aéreo. So double check that first. And the second and very important recommendation is that the two main airlines that fly to this kind of destinations are Click and Satena.
You can see that weather in Tropicalio is truly real because we are indoors and it's raining like in the Pacific Coast. And literally look at me. Our home, getting into our point, our home for this beautiful trip was Rustic Eco Hotel just in front of the ocean. And when I say in front of the ocean, I mean it. The sea is just right there. You can hear it at night. It's just beautiful because it allows you to disconnect from reality, kind of. I remember that the first time when we arrived over there, it was like, oh, all of this trip was worth it. Literally, that's the sensation. Now, this beautiful eco hotel is built with only materials from the area. So, no concrete, no plastic, just wood and stone. It's like literally if the jungle decided to build their own home there. If you're planning to come to the Pacific Coast by yourself, you must know that the best places to stay are actually outside of Nuquí, the area where you land. And they are going to be throughout the coast. So you have to look for those areas. And please, 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 always, and this is crucial, book your hotel in advance. Now, since this area is so remote, there are some things that you have to sacrifice to enjoy all of this beauty. Like, for example, usually hot water. But versus everything that you will enjoy is just a very few small things. Our hotel is also genuinely responsible. They work directly with local communities, employ people from Arusí, source their food locally. So when you stay here, your money stays here as well.
Well, this region has a lot to offer, from sea activities, beach activities, jungle activities, all the way to cultural and gastronomical experiences. And that's because this part of the country is one of the areas where we have Afro-Colombian communities, native communities. So you get to experience part of their culture, their traditions, and their gastronomies. Since we were there in September and we are going again in September, the two most important activities during this time are whale watching and releasing newborn sea turtles. Of course, we started with whale watching. Every year, between July and October, humpback whales migrate thousands of kilometers to the warm waters of Colombia's Pacific coast to give birth and nurse their young. We were there in September, right in the middle of it. We spent the morning on the water with them. At one point, a mother and her calf surfaced less than 30 meters from a boat. The calf was learning to bridge, practicing over and over again. It was so exciting to see all of this happening in the middle of the nature. We have been there before, but never we had experienced so many jumps at once. It was so beautiful. It was an amazing experience. But you know, it's whenever you go to do a natural experience is whatever nature wants to show to you. And this was the reward of doing all of that journey and getting there. It was just waiting for us. In the afternoon, a very beautiful experience was waiting for us. We went canoeing through a crystal clear river up the jungle where we just enjoyed the silence, the birds singing, the beautiful landscapes. Our guides were all local from the community of Arusí, and they were paddling us up the river. We had some unexpected companions all the way. We then got to a natural pool formed in the river where we could just chill and sit down and enjoy. There was a moment in the middle of the river where everyone was just quiet, no talking, just listening and just enjoying the beautiful peace and the landscape. But of course, I had to mess everything up, and I saw a great tree and I just run up to it and jump from it, and then it was great. I'm like a little child, I'm a monkey, I love to jump from things, but then everything went back to peace again. Honestly, it was one of the most peaceful moments of the entire trip, and it was great because it allowed all the group to connect even more amongst them. We had a very special activity planned ahead for us to start early in the morning. We had a delicious breakfast, jumped back in the boat, and went to another beach where a bunch of newborn sea turtles were waiting for us. We were ready to release them. They had to go and find their path into the sea. Now, this day, we were in the company of Karla Barrientos. But who is Karla Barrientos? Well, she is a Colombian marine biologist and the founder of Fundación Tortugas del Mar, a non-profit dedicated to protecting sea turtles and involving local youth in the conservation so that her programs have a larger impact and reach. She was with us the entire trip, and of course, she led this activity. We started with an insightful talk about these beautiful animals, where we learned that sea turtles must always walk themselves to the sea. And that's because they have a type of GPS that they only acquire by walking back into the sea, and that way they will know how to come back to the shore when they grow. We also learned that 1 out of 1,000 survive and will be back to the shore. And to increase their odds to coming back, the best thing we can do is avoid touching them.
Pero lo más importante es que creemos que esa conservación tiene que ser de la mano con las comunidades. Y ahí es donde dentro de los viajes con propósitos que hacemos junto a Zebra Fisgona, decidimos apostar y creer que incentivar a las comunidades a que sigan haciendo su propósito de vida, que es la conservación de las tortugas marinas, y valen mucho más vivas, es lo que nos va a permitir que las siguientes generaciones sigan viendo las tortugas llegando a las costas del Pacífico, a visitar las costas, a navegar los mares, pero además a que las futuras generaciones de los niños sigan viendo tortugas en las playas y no simplemente como un recuerdo en una foto. Es por eso que estos viajes valen la pena.
For the fourth day, we had a very slow morning. So we relaxed on the beach. Those who wanted to get a massage, they took a massage. So it was wonderful. It was amazing. But great food make it better. Because in the afternoon, what we have was a cooking class. And we cooked side by side with women from the Arusí community. They taught us their ancestral recipes, dishes that they have been passed down for generations.
What's it mean? It smells so good.
Coconut rice with a pargo encocado and something that they called arañitas. I have never tried that before and it was, mwah, I want to make them again. And eating with them was truly a wonderful experience. Now, the cuisine of the Colombian Pacific Coast is considered by many chefs and food experts to be one of the most complex and flavorful, as well as the most underrepresented. So even though it's one of the most delicious type of cookings in our country, only few Colombians truly have tried it. And believe me, you need to try it. To put the cherry on the cake for that day, what we did in the afternoon was a last whale watching. But this time we went into an area of the Pacific coast that truly has one of the craziest landscapes I have seen. I have not a way to describe it, but basically everything is alive there. The amount of birds, the color of the soil, of the rocks, of course the green, and the color of the ocean, like a turquoise. It was like you have to experience it. So that was the last activity for that day, and it was fantastic. Of course, we have a beautiful sunset because it was at the afternoon, and that is how we're going to get back into our eco hotel. For the 5th day, sadly, we have to go back to Bogota. So we have a last delicious breakfast at our hotel and then depart to Nuquí, where our plane was waiting for us and where we say goodbye to our beautiful Pacific coast. We landed then to Medellín. Over there, some of our travelers, they decided to stay in Medellín. So you can do that if you want to come with us. And others, they head back to Bogota with us, and that was everything for our trip. But this year we're very excited because we're going to make it again, and we want you with us.
It has been an incredible experience, very relaxing, but also very adventurous. Been able to experience many new things. Kayak canoeing, I guess, up the river was amazing. Watching the dogs swim alongside the canoe was a lot of fun. Of course, the best part is Juani and Aleja and their hospitality and making sure that every detail is cared for and that we are all very comfortable, even though this is a very remote location.
My biggest regret coming on this trip is that I never want to leave the Pacific coast. It's just a magical place. I see why you said it's just a healing place, a healing space. Yeah, it's paradiso. Paradiso. So, paradiso.
Now let's talk about practical tips. At Zebra Fisgona, we actually truly believe that the key for an amazing trip is preparation. That's why we do this YouTube channel, for you to be prepared and really enjoy our country. Now, since the Pacific Coast of Colombia is so remote and the area is so biodiverse, of course, it needs a little bit more preparation than, for example, a city trip like here in Bogota. So here are 3 things that you need to know when you go to the Pacific Coast, or if you are planning to go to the Pacific Coast, or if you are joining us to the Pacific Coast, much better. So tip number 1, the Pacific Coast of Colombia, because it has the rainforest, because it has the mountains, and because it has the ocean, is one of the most rainiest areas in our country. So first thing that you have to keep in mind is that you're going to be wet. And because of that, it's important to have clothes that dry fast. So clothing will be key in the Pacific Coast, okay? Now, tip number 2, yellow fever vaccination. If you already have checked our country, you know that different areas of Colombia requires the yellow fever. The Pacific Coast is one of them. So please have your yellow fever vaccine at least 10 days before your trip. Tip number 3, because Nuquí and the Eco Hotel where we are going in Arusí is so remote, over there are not ATMs. So you have to bring your cash if you are planning to go to the Pacific Coast. Now remember that if you come with us, everything will be covered. You don't have to be worried about anything. But it's also important to have some cash with you in case you want to buy some souvenirs for your beers, because we like beer when we are in front of the sea, and for the massages. So there you have it, your 3 practical trips to the Pacific.
So this year, 2026, we're going back to the Pacific Coast of Colombia. Yay! We're so happy. We're going from the 23rd of September until the 27th of September. And if last year was incredible, this year is gonna be amazing! Amazing! Because we have added 2 more activities that we didn't have last time. The first one is a night walk through the jungle, and the second one is one that I personally adore. It's a hike to a waterfall. But don't worry, if you prefer to stay more chill, you can stay back. These are optional activities for those of us who like to stay active. And also, because we know we're on vacation, we have a space for some massages to relax, to reconnect with us, to disconnect from the city and come renewed. So this year, we want you to come with us. It's gonna be a 5-day trip, all included, so you don't have to worry about anything. We cover flights, meals, activities, accommodation, everything. It's gonna fall on us, so just sit back and enjoy. And of course, Aleja and myself are gonna be with you the entire time.
And yes, whoa, we want to keep our groups short because you already know us. We are all about personalized experiences. And of course, connecting with local communities and to real Colombia. That's why we like to keep our group short, so don't miss your spot. Now, something wonderful about these special excursions, like the Pacific Coast that we're doing this year, is that part of the money that you pay go directly to a non-profit organization. In this case, we're working these amazing experience with the non-profit Tortugas del Mar. And the money that you pay is going to go directly on the conservation of these beautiful and very important animals, not only to Colombia, but to all of us around the globe. So this is traveling with purpose. Now, if this sounds like your kind of trip, please go to our website, check it out, or you can also contact us through WhatsApp. We want you there. See you in the Pacific Coast.
Bienvenidos, este es de ustedes.
And more than a trip, it is a story I will tell forever.
Let's go to the Pacific Coast!
We hope you can join us.
See you in Colombia!
Woohoo!